Welcome to The Explainer. So, if you've been following the tech world lately, you know the landscape is shifting literally every single day. Today, we're cutting through all that noise. We're going to build a clear, completely jargon-free map of how artificial intelligence is fundamentally reshaping our world by the year 2026. Let's dive right in.
Okay, check out this staggering statistic to kick things off. Recent data shows that a massive 77% of our digital devices are already using AI. But here's the wild part, only 34% of people actually realize they're interacting with it. I mean, that perfectly captures how seamlessly and honestly, how quietly AI has just slipped into our daily lives, working right behind the scenes. So, to make sure we really grasp this massive shift, here's our roadmap. First, we'll be demystifying artificial intelligence. Second, we'll look at the history of AI. Third, today's top AI tools. And fourth, trends to watch in 2026. All right, part one, demystifying artificial intelligence. What is AI exactly? Let's use Google Cloud's incredibly helpful framework to ground ourselves here. You hear the term machine learning thrown around constantly, right? But what is it really? At its core, it's a fundamental shift from rigid programming to dynamic pattern recognition. Imagine teaching a computer to recognize a bird. Instead of writing strict code for every single feather or beak shape, developers just feed the system a massive data set of bird pictures. The system learns from that data, finds the mathematical patterns on its own, and then makes decisions without needing explicit programming for every little edge case. Pretty cool, right? Now, building directly on that, we have deep learning. This is a highly advanced subfield of machine learning. It actually uses artificial neural networks inspired by the structure of the human brain. Because these networks have so many layers, which, by the way, is exactly where the word deep comes from, they're incredibly good at handling complex, multidimensional tasks like advanced image and speech recognition. And bringing it right back to what we use every single day, there's natural language processing, or NLP. This is the actual engine powering the tools we interact with all the time. Whenever you talk to a voice assistant, use a live translation app, or type into a chatbot, NLP is what's running the show. It's the technology that lets a machine understand, interpret, and generate human language so naturally. Now, Google Cloud does a brilliant job of separating fact from fiction here. There's this huge myth out there that AI is conscious, that it has genuine feelings. Well, reality check. These systems are just incredibly complex pattern-matching machines. Sure, they can simulate human emotion beautifully based on the massive amounts of text they've consumed, but they completely lack actual self-awareness. So, no, the AI isn't plotting world domination. It's really just remarkably good at guessing the next word in a sentence. Moving on to part two, the history of AI, representing 70 years of research. It's absolutely crucial to remember that this tech didn't just magically appear overnight. It's the result of decades of dedicated hard work. Looking at this timeline from Coursera, you can really see the compounding progress. Back in the 1950s, Alan Turing conceptualized thinking machines, and the Dartmouth Conference officially coined the term artificial intelligence. Fast forward to 1997, and IBM's Deep Blue defeats world chess champion Garry Kasparov, proving machines could process massive amounts of logic at lightning speed. Then, in 2012, we saw a major breakthrough in neural networks, setting the stage for deep learning. And of course, in 2022, OpenAI dropped ChatGPT, bringing generative AI directly to the public and completely shifting the paradigm. All right, part three, today's top AI tools, actionable AI magic. With the history out of the way, let's look at the practical stuff you can use right now. Here is a rapid-fire look at 10 free and freemium tools you can literally start playing with today. Need images? Lexica Art generates amazing visuals from text, while NVIDIA Canvas turns simple brushstrokes into hyper-realistic landscapes. For audio, Mubert creates royalty-free background music, and Descript, that lets you clone your own voice to edit audio just by typing like a text document. For video and 3D, Kyber animates still images, and Luma Labs lets you capture real-world objects in full 3D with just your phone camera. We've also got Replicate.com for restoring old photos, SuperMeme.ai for making social media memes from text, UberDuck for generating fun rap vocals, and ChatGPT plugins to instantly summarize long videos. Seriously, it's like having an entire production studio right at your fingertips. And finally, part four, trends to watch in 2026. From tool to partner. Let's look at where Microsoft predicts all of this is heading. By 2026, we're transitioning from just using AI as a tool to actually collaborating with it as a partner. We're going to see AI agents acting as autonomous digital coworkers that can plan, reason, and act alongside us. And because of all that data handling, security is going to become ambient and built right in. In healthcare, AI is poised to help shrink the global health worker gap. To put that in perspective, Microsoft's diagnostic orchestrator solved complex medical cases with 85.5% accuracy. That is phenomenal. Beyond that, expect to see AI acting as collaborative lab assistants in scientific research, the rise of global AI superfactories routing computing power dynamically, and deep contextual intelligence for code repositories that will massively speed up software development.
And ultimately, here is the big picture. Jason Zander at Microsoft put it perfectly. He said, quantum advantage will drive breakthroughs in materials, medicine, and more. The future of AI in science won't just be faster, it will be fundamentally redefined. This is pointing straight at the mind-bending leap of hybrid computing, where AI pairs up with the staggering processing power of quantum computers to solve global challenges we used to think were mathematically impossible.
So, we've gone from the theoretical thinking machines of the 1950s right to the very edge of quantum-powered digital collaborators. Like the quote said, the future won't just be faster, it will be fundamentally redefined. Which leaves us with one final, absolutely critical question. Are you ready for the quantum leap? It's time to embrace these tools, start collaborating with them today, and keep pushing those boundaries. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer, and I will catch you in the next one.